Now, to help us sort through all of this, I spoke with Olivia Enos. She's a senior policy analyst of Asian studies at the Heritage Foundation.
Well, it's always difficult to separate fact from fiction when it comes to the health of any North Korean leader. But what we do know from past precedent is that, the intelligence community in the US and South Korea were completely out of the loop when Kim Jong-il died. And it was very similar also with Kim Il-sung. And so I think that at the end of the day, we're not going to know until North Korean media comes out and says, he's died. That being said, I think that we always have to be on alert and always have to be preparing for a black swan type event, this out of the blue type of event where Kim Jong-un could die. And I mean, we do know just from looking at him that he's clearly not in good health. So I think it's something worth monitoring and also something worth planning for, not just here in the US, but also with our allies, South Korea, Japan, and others inside of Asia, because it could be a potentially very destabilizing event, or it could just mean more of the same.
If, and that is a very big if, Kim Jong-un were no longer the leader of North Korea, who would his likely successor be, and how would that impact the relations with the U.S. and the rest of the world?
This is what makes a Kim Jong-un succession different from, say, Kim Jong-il or Kim Il-sung. There is no clear successor at this point because Kim Jong-un's children are very, very young and probably could not take the helm. So many are assuming that his sister, Kim Yo-jong, might be the one who would instead take the position of power. But North Korea, of course, has never had a female leader before, and it's not clear that they would start doing that now. So I think that that leaves a lot of open questions as to what happens next. But I think what is clear, and if history is any past precedent or indicator, I think that we will likely see more of the same from North Korea, whether it's a continuation of the bloodline or somebody else who is in the upper echelon of North Korea, because we know that the upper echelon of North Korea does support having a missile and nuclear program, does support and are even engaged in some of the severe human rights violations that take place. And so we should plan for a continuation of a very belligerent North Korea.
Let's talk about the coronavirus outbreak. North Korea has denied that there's been an outbreak there. This is despite some skepticism of those claims. Do we know if there are any cases and the scope of a potential problem there?
It's nearly impossible that coronavirus has not taken place and taken root in North Korea. I mean, given the porous nature of the border between China and North Korea and the incredible amounts of economic activity that take place, it's essentially a free market there along the border. It looks a little different from what we traditionally think of as a free market, but it's impossible that there wouldn't have been some coronavirus outbreaks. And we've even seen reporting from North Korean news media that they're starting to reopen schools after a closure due to likely a coronavirus outbreak.
Olivia Enos with the Heritage Foundation, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.